Hey, the Matrix, welcome to Educate. This is KZN June 2022. Here it says refer to the extract on rural urban migration. Grade 12s, I'll add you this because I know that some people, they do not read case studies. They go and rush and answer the questions without reading. Don't do that. At least if you want to pass, read the case study, understand each and every part, then now you can go and attempt the questions. The title of the case study, it is Hope, released by Susan Melter, 26 November 2012. Okay, irrelevant for my liking. So here it says rural urban migration is believed to affect various dimensions of migrants' well-being. Desires such as the opportunity to improve the standard of living and better services are not always met. So the paragraphs in just basic summary, it says here, the rural urban migration, it actually affects the people that move to the rural to the urban areas, the migrants, the people that move to the what? To the urban areas. Why is that? It's because those desires that people have when they go to urban areas, they're not always met, because here they say the desires such as the opportunity to improve, they're actually not met. It's not always met. It doesn't mean that if I go to an urban area right now, I'm going to get rich all of a sudden. Things are gonna change. Maybe I'll end up just trying to sell things in the streets and try kind of get money. So now the process of migration is often undertaken with an aspiration or with a desire of improved opportunities for socio-economic advancement. So when you migrate, you basically have a desire, or you think or you wish to do what to get improved opportunities so that you can advance yourself in economic ways as well as advance the society. However, it does not always entail improvement in living standard and poverty eradication. It does not always entail improvement. It is not always guaranteed that if you are going to migrate into the urban areas, you will get the good standard of living. Otherwise, other people, they will even get they won't even be able to eradicate the poverty or to finish off the poverty. So now rural migrants settling in big cities are the most vulnerable and may experience detrimental or unsafe living conditions. For example, if you don't get a house when you move into an urban area, then you will not be able to live with safe conditions. Maybe you'll end up getting a shack, and then where you stay there's a lot of crime. People are like breaking in, all of that. So now we've analyzed, and from the case study, trust me, when we answer the question, we'll be flowing. Why will we be flowing? Because we've already understood what is the theme or what is the main thing. So define the term rural urban migration. Rural urban migration, it is just the movement of people from rural areas to urban areas. So when you answer this, always say this is a movement of people. Do not make it complex, make it a very simple concept. Is the movement of people. Where are they moving from and to where are they going? They are moving from rural areas and they are going to what? To urban areas. From rural to urban areas. So it's the movement of people. So here when we mark the concept. We mark the concept. Not that your way of defining it must exactly be the same as mine, word by word. No, we mark the concept. As long as you say something that suggests that people are moving from rural to urban areas, you can use your own English. It doesn't matter. We want the same concept to be to be answered here. And then 2.3.2. So 2.3.2, it says the extract implies hope. So this extract that we just read, the one that we have referred to, it implies hope from rural urban migration. So hope is the title. So here it now says, what are the migrants, the people migrating to urban areas? What are the migrants expecting in urban areas? When you go to urban areas and when you leave rural areas, what are you expecting? Why are you even moving? Right. Remember that in urban areas, there are quite a couple of things that we desire to get, such as improved opportunities. So you can mention anyone there. So you can go and seek improved opportunities, because we know that basically uh, there are more job opportunities in in urban areas. So here, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting better service delivery. Okay, I'm expecting to get a place where there's electricity, where there's running water, there's sanitation. So as a migrant, me moving from rural areas and going to urban areas, there are expectations. There are many things that you can say here, but here I'll only mention these two. But here you just need only one. So you can say many things. You are looking for better education. You know that in urban areas we've got quite a couple of more schools, whereas in rural areas we do not have the schools at all. Remember when I said that sometimes in rural areas we only have got one school, and that school is found on top of a mountain. Yes, that's what happens in rural areas. So we want better education when we migrate to urban areas. You see that? So now 2.3.3. So 2.3.3, what does it ask? It says explain why rural urban migration does not always lead to an improvement in the standard of living of rural migrants. We're actually explaining why migrating is not always going to improve our standard of living. Because here we say that it's not guaranteed, according to the case study, it is not guaranteed that if I were to go and move to an urban area, I would get access to all of those desires that I want, such as the improved opportunities, such as the better schools, such as the better services, all of those things mentioned in 2.3.2. It's not guaranteed that I'll get them. Why is that? Why is that? Or explain why the rural urban migration is not guaranteed. First of all, remember that the urban area, as much as it is a good place, we know that if you go there to an urban area without having a house, where are you going to stay? There are no houses. There can be a shortage of houses, because the people having houses in urban areas, they have built them using something at some point. So here we can say that there might be a shortage of housing. So there might be a what? Really move. Okay, so basically we say that here there might be a shortage of housing. So basically, if it happens that in the urban areas they do not have enough houses, and Tinawe comes, Pedim Twalonak, with the whole family, we don't have a house. Where in the world are we going there? Guys, there's a shortage of housing in urban areas. Each and every house is occupied. So as you are migrating, you might wish to get the best of urban areas. You might wish to get the best of Ubdoloba and whatnot. But in actual sense, it is not guaranteed, because there might be shortage of housing. What else can short there? Even the service delivery. You know, in some municipalities, they are not able to offer the essential services to their citizens, or to the people staying in that particular urban area. So basically, there might be poor service delivery. There might be poor service delivery. So here, basically, if you think that you are going to get to a place where there's unlimited electricity, unlimited Wi-Fi, all of that, you will get disappointed. Why will you get disappointed? It is because sometimes there will be load shedding, all of those things. So basically, there are many things that you can mention to explain why this rural urban migration does not necessarily improve the standard of living. Okay, there is lack of employment. Okay, I mean, if you are coming from the rural areas, you don't have a job, and where are you expecting to be employed? You're just going to like go door by door and whatnot. It's really, really sad, and it's really, really embarrassing. But we all try. We all try. I have tried at some point, and it has worked for me. But it is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Okay, maybe it's luck or something like that, but I say it's God's grace. So basically, here you can say that there's a lack of employment in urban areas. So we're explaining why we might not always get what we want. There might be a lack of employment in urban areas. Basically, just means that the opportunities are exhausted. There are many people in the urban areas. They need those opportunities for themselves as well. And you are coming, you are five, you don't have jobs, you don't have any connection in this world now. You need connections. You don't have any connections. What are you going to do in the urban area? It becomes very difficult and sad for you to be able to to be able to survive. So here you cannot actually be able to improve the standard of living. There are many other things that you can mention here, but I just gave you the best three that I think it will be easy for you to remember. Now 2.3.4, it says now in a paragraph of approximately 8 lines, discuss sustainable measures that can be introduced in rural areas to reduce rural urban migration. What sustainable measures? Sustainable just simply means that it's something that you can do for now, you can do tomorrow, and you can do for the future generation. You are able to sustain that particular strategy. So here, which measures can we introduce in rural areas to reduce rural urban migration? We are trying to reduce the amount of people moving away from rural areas, because rural urban migration, remember, is the movement of people from rural to urban areas. So what can the government do, or what can someone introduce? What measures can we introduce, or can we suggest, or can we implement in rural areas to attract people to come back? We have to look at the reason. Why do people leave rural areas and go to urban areas? It is because in urban areas there are better job opportunities. So for us to bring them back from those urban areas, for us to attract them, for us to reduce rural urban migration, for us to reduce people going away, we need to create the opportunities within the rural areas. You can be specific on how you can do that, but basically here you can say that government, okay, it's the responsibility of the government, I suppose. So the government can do what? The government can create, it can create employment opportunities. Remember, this is a paragraph question. You're going to answer this in a paragraph. Please, great house. You are answering this in a what? In a paragraph. But I'm writing here using points to make it easier for you. But to write a paragraph of approximately 8 lines. But in actual fact, you are writing 4 points, 2 marks each. So here, the government can create employment. Okay, maybe you can be a bit specific on how the government can create employment, but the core essence of the answer here is to say that the government can do what? It can create employment so that people can be brought back to the rural areas. What other thing makes people to run away from rural areas? The infrastructure, guys. Remember, the rural areas, they don't have good infrastructure. All right, we know that there are no roads, there are just dusty roads there. La uzohamba khona umbashe nokumbasha nje, uphashe nje, uphele nje. Guys, you don't want to be in rural areas. Okay, at least most people don't want to be in rural areas. It's because of the what? Of the dusty roads. It is because of the poor infrastructure. There are no bridges, there are no all of that. Like, we are able to just jump on top of crocodiles and be able to jump across rivers. All of that is unsafe, and it's something that you won't desire. So basically here, what can we do to bring people back? The government can improve the infrastructure. So here basically the government can improve. I'm just giving the responsibility to the government. I mean, who else can do what besides the government? So basically the government can improve. It can improve what? It can improve the infrastructure in rural areas. Infrastructure in rural areas. So here, if I improve the infrastructure, more people will now know that, oh, hey, there's now a road, there's now a bridge in this urban area. There's now a bridge, so let me just go back and stay there, because now I can be able to cross the road safely. Okay, the river safely. Okay, there's now a road, so now I can be able to move my car. So that infrastructure, if we improve it, then people will be attracted back and they'll come back, because it will be a livable area. Okay. So now, the other thing, what can the government do, or what can you do? What can you do? In your own opinion, there are infinite answers here. Anything that can solve the problem. The other thing that makes people to leave the rural areas and go to urban areas is that there are better services in urban areas, but in rural areas there are less services. Okay, so basically, if the government can improve the service delivery, if the government can deliver more services to rural areas, such as water, such as just those essential services, water, electricity. If we had electricity in rural areas, there would be less people that would leave, because remember that in rural areas, people like they sleep with ghosts and it is dark there, and it's very scary. All right, it's very scary. You cannot see what's happening. You cannot see who is doing in the next place because it's dark. There's no electricity. So the moment that the government is going to increase to improve the services, okay, so the government can do what? Can improve the services. So government can improve services, or it can provide, okay, can improve services, essential services, such as what? You can mention examples such as electricity, such as electricity and running water. All of those are services that are very essential for us to be able to do what? For us to be able to live. So basically, to attract us back to the what? To the rural areas that we have left, we need water, we need electricity, all of those. Also, remember that in rural areas we've got quite a couple of farmers. The farmers are doing a great job in farming, but they can get discouraged, guys. It can be very discouraging to just plant some crops and no one supports you, and maybe sometimes the soil end up losing fertility and you cannot plant anymore. It becomes depressing. So the government can actually give hope here. The government can actually train farmers. Okay, if the government was to train farmers, what will happen? The farmers will grow more strategies of how to be productive with their farming. So basically, when farmers are more productive, then they will be more satisfied. They will have an improved standard of living. There will be less poverty in that area because we know how to use our skills of farming to the efficient. We know how to use our skills of farming to make a better world for us. Okay. So basically, if the government can train the farmers, then the farmers will know good farming strategies that would improve their productivity. Okay, because most people they get discouraged because farming in rural areas it does not yield you anything and is very painful by the way. So basically the government can train farmers. So everything I would say the government should do. I am not taking accountability. So the government can train farmers. So they can offer free training for farmers. I don't know if it's necessarily have to be free, but yes, I think free one is the best. So the government can train farmers to use better strategies so that they can increase productivity in order to improve or to increase productivity. So once people see productivity, then people will come back. Okay. The government can do many things. It can also give incentives. Okay. It can donate. It can give grants to people. The farmers, they can be supported financially because most of us don't have capital. People don't even have money to buy seeds so that they can plant some maize and whatnot. They cannot do that because they don't have the money, right? So the government can intervene there and offer some incentives, kind of give donations, give grants to the farmers so that the farmers will be able to produce and they'll be able to improve their standard of living. So I think that if we introduce these sustainable measures continuously, this can actually help and make the rural areas a better place to be. We can also improve their recreational activities because some of the things that make us to leave rural areas is that the rural areas are boring. Okay. But basically they are boring. Let me just be honest with it. They are boring because there are no recreational activities. There is probably no soccer field. People like play soccer in those dusty grounds that they pick in the middle of the forest, whereby there will be snakes and lions chasing them or something like that. But basically, guys, I mean, like in actual fact, there are no recreational activities that you can do in rural areas. There are less recreational activities. But I know that if I was to go to the urban areas, I would be like enjoying myself, going to the cinemas, all of those. So if the government can reintroduce such strategies and improve their recreational activities, uh, more people will come back. More people will come back, and those people will be paying money because that payment of money will actually improve that standard of living, and that will actually eradicate poverty. The government can do many things. It can improve the schools. The government can build more educational institutions so that people can be attracted back, because now they know that I will do my primary here, I will do my secondary, and I will do my tertiary khona emakhaya, without having to go to some fancy university there in KZN, or some fancy university in Western Cape like UCT. You see, so it'll be very fun, because rural areas, they are not in the correct state. And if all people were to move away from rural areas and come to urban areas, there will be like just congestion. All right, the urban areas will be full of too many people. In fact, the urban areas are full of too many people. It's like they are not able to breathe, they're not able to survive. So I think this is the best way to do things. Okay, rural urban migration, it must stop, because rural urban migration is actually something that people do desperately. They do because they don't have a choice. All right, if you have a family like me, you have to feed. I've got children to feed, and how can I feed my children if I don't have money? So I have to like basically go to an urban area. But it's because I'm desperate, but I enjoy being in rural areas. So I can say, so if the government, or if these services can be improved, if these sustainable measures can be introduced to rural areas, then more people will come back to the rural areas, because now there's productivity. There is a hope for a brighter future. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to stay tuned.